India is home to over 20% of the world's blind population. Nearly 40 million people in India, including 1.6 million children, are blind or visually impaired. At MediCircle, we are conducting the Empowering the Blind series on the occasion of the World Braille Day. We feel Braille is not just a code, but a source of empowerment of the blind. Through our Empowering the Blind series, we aim to create awareness about the situation of the visually impaired population in India and highlight individual and organizations' actions that strive to create a world full of possibilities for the visually impaired. In this initiative, today we are speaking to Madhu Singhal. Madhu Singhal, she is the founder and managing trustee of Mitra Jyoti. She was born and brought up in Haryana and completed her post graduation in Hindustani classical music. She has been running Mitra Jyoti since last 30 years with a mission to educate and empower the visually impaired. Hello Madhu, welcome to MediCircle.
Thank you.
So, Madhu, it is really nice to have you here on our show, Barring the Blind series. To begin with, my first question is: India is the second most populous country in the world and home to over 20% of the world's blind population. And unfortunately, it is also home to the largest number of blind children in any one country. So, how do you think India will be able to make the blind Atmanirbhar?
Um, Thank you so much. And first of all, I would like to say thanks to MediCircle to make me talk to so many listeners and viewers. And your first question, I personally feel that India, when we talk about Indian condition and everything, is the second largest population in India. And when we will see the persons with visual impairment, yes, there are a lot of children and adult, and I think so the correct data we are not getting from anywhere. Maybe different ways we are getting different datas, but still, if we will go to the remote areas and remote villages, lot of people are uncounted, as I think so. So when we talk about to make them Atmanirbhar, there are so many ways. When first of all, India is a big country, and when we talk about the Atmanirbhar, self-realization or self-sufficient for the people itself is a very big question. When we talk about the persons with visual impairment, yes, it is a very tough question, but nothing is impossible. It can be possible by making, there are so many schemes by the government of India, state governments, society, public, and parents group, and the person itself, the visually impaired himself or herself can make themselves self-reliant by so many ways. First of all, lot of NGOs also working towards this, like Mitra Jyoti has lot of programs and lot of series where we are trying to make them Atmanirbhar while giving them education, providing them the books to educate themselves, then later to give them the training to enable them to be able for everything. And third thing is to search job opportunities for the persons with visual impairment. So they should be Atmanirbhar. But definitely, it is the duty of all of us, whether the government, non government, NGOs, parents, and also the visually impaired themselves. All together, we can make this thing can be possible.
Definitely, definitely. As you said, that nothing is impossible, and we must have faith in the system and ourselves also to overcome all such issues and self-sustain us in this world. In your opinion, can technology replace braille? Like you must have heard about this female of India, like Benu Zafin. She's the
Mhm.
first blind IFS officer of India to crack the exam using the JAWS software. So, according to you, what are the benefits and challenges of digitalization for the blind?
First of all, I would like to salute our Louis Braille, the person who has invented the Braille script for all of us. Sometimes I really think if Braille was not there, where were we? We could have just sitting at home and in a one corner of the house without reading and writing, we cannot be able to come out. So it was a great work by Louis Braille that he has provided this script for all of us. When we talk about that, can we make this Braille, how to convert with the you know with the digitalized braille or something like that. Braille definitely cannot be digitalized. Braille is Braille. I really believe that when a child was born and he goes to the school, first thing we will give them pen and paper or pencil and paper to write. So Braille's importance, we cannot forget about it. But definitely the technology has made Braille possible to do so many things. Like you have given the example of Bino Zafin, and like her, there are so many others. And because of the technology, they could be able to achieve and go to the very highest level. They have become the IAS officer. You can see them in a highest of our companies. They are in a higher position, and they can do quite a lot of things. But definitely, we cannot forget the importance of the braille, but braille can be utilized by converting into technology. And but definitely we cannot forget the importance of braille, that will be braille is braille.
Surely, surely. It's like it has to be there whenever like we start reading, writing, a child is given a paper and a pen or a pencil or a paper. Braille is like that. It is used for the initial steps. It would be there. It won't be replaced by any technology. Uh,
Technology, but definitely technology we need it when the person will grow, and there are huge books are available. If we will count, from the beginning till end, there are a lot of books available, and without technology we cannot be able to think about to reading all the books.
Sorry. So, Madhu, what are the challenges which are faced by the blind, partially blind individuals in India? We know that, first of all, there is always a sympathetic attitude towards them, but there is a lot beyond that, and we need to make them, feel them, make them feel that they are also a very important part of the society and help them overcome their whatever problems they have. So, what challenges they face and how to tackle them.
First of all, I will say that when a child was born with visual impairment, it itself is a very big challenge. When the family will see my child is blind, it was a very big trauma in the family, and a one stigma attached with the child. Yes, this child is blind. The child was called, this is a blind child, kind of things. So this is a stigma from the beginning. And one type of humiliation will be there with the child when he or she goes to the school. There was a stigma that to get the admission in the school. Later, for the after somehow they will complete their education. Later on, for the placement or employment opportunity, another stigma. How he is a blind person, how he can do the work. If he will get the placement also or employment opportunity also, to get them by their colleagues or by their boss to understand their abilities, that is another stigma attached with that. He is a blind person or she is a blind person, how he or she can be able to do the work though they have lot of abilities to show to the people. That is the thing, the stigma attached from the birth till, and I can say that. But definitely there are so many ways and means we can, this stigma can be taken out from the blind person, and blind person can show their talent like others if we can give them correct kind of opportunities and correct kind of things to come up in their life. by the family or society. Again, I will say all of us has to pitch in. There are a lot of NGOs like Mitra Jyoti. We have training center where we can give computer training to make them able to go for the job opportunities, to make them able to read books and complete their education, reach to the level where they want to reach. So it is not impossible, but there are so many ways. I will just say that when we talk about blind people and partially blind people, there is another stigma attached with the partially blind people. They are in two world. Neither they are sighted nor they are blind. So they will see in between. And sometimes socially acceptance will be a very big challenge for them. They cannot say that I am a blind person. They cannot be able to see everything. So acceptance really is one thing. They have to accept themselves. Whatever they have, we should accept it. Then only we could be able to achieve the things.
Sure.
That is what I always say the people. Whatever the talents we have, whatever we could be able to do, if we will have a acceptance, we can be able to do quite a lot. And we can be able to tell what we can do, what we cannot do. That will definitely give strength to us to go to further level.
Sure. Do you think Indian healthcare system policies are enough for the people with vision disabilities so that they can access the same benefits as provided to others? Like during COVID lockdowns, we had a lot of government guidelines, but either they were in PDF formats, which were not at all accessible or important or useful for the blind. So, what is your take on that?
uh, Regarding this health policies, I will say that first of all, the sighted people do not have the benefit which they have to get it through health in India. When we come about the visually impaired, definitely it was a big trauma in this kind of COVID situation. Lot of people, lot of visually impaired people, they do not know where to go, what to do, and they themselves cannot be able to read whatever the policies the government has prepared for them. So they cannot be able to adopt those policies. So I don't think so. In India, we have reached to this level to get the proper health policies for everyone first. And for the visually impaired, I think so nothing is available at the moment. But definitely a lot of things has to be done towards this health policy. I will say that one insurance policy is also not there for the visually impaired. If one visually impaired wants to make an insurance, he has to pay little more money to the insurance company. So I personally feel that government has to decide and prepare some kind of insurance policy for the visually impaired or other disabilities too, to give them a proper in a health policy. But I am sorry to say that in our country it is really lacking quite a lot.
Sure. So, I mean, there are a lot of, I mean, changes right from the government policies to individuals. I think the most
Exactly.
important change is what we feel for them and how we, I mean, present ourselves. Like it is like it's not that only we have to show sympathy to them, but rather, I mean, hold them as an important entity in the society and make sure that they are not left behind and they have been given all the options to grow and I mean prove themselves that yes they are also one important part of the society and they are not left behind. So thank you so much, Madhu, for joining us for this Empowering the Blind series. I'm really privileged to have you on our show. I think people like you are doing such great as a role to the society. They are providing all sorts of help which the visually impaired actually need to take over the challenges and prove to everyone that they are capable of all sorts of things as a normal person is.
So thank you so much, and I hope we together we can achieve all together, to get all these things in a limelight.
Surely, surely. Thank you. Thank you for joining.
Thank you. Thank you.